Before we jump into anything, we need to thank @master_S9 for this repack that he made. He made a wonderful repack, and I got you guys up and running, so you're all set, ready to go. And go ahead and subscribe to him on YouTube, and he also has some donation links over here on Twitter. Anyway guys, let's get into it. What's going on guys, Foxden. Before we jump into this video tutorial guide, I want to explain some stuff and I want to cover some ground rules with you. When you update to firmware 8.x, you will no longer be able to use the UMTX or UMTX2 or the BD Jailbreak by Victorious. You can only use this via LUA game disk. You need to actually buy the LUA game to actually do the project. I've included the repack for Kstuff for the LUA games where it's all set, ready to go. You don't need to modify any save files. You don't need to resync any save files, touch any save files. You're all set, ready to go. These are the databases that you have to reinstall, and I'll explain it later on in the video guide. It's super simple. You extract it and you install it. I'm going to explain everything down to the T. Very, very easy. There's about 20 to 21 games that are covered for the LUA game exploit. I could only test one game because that's all I have, and the games are super expensive and they're super hard to find. The game that I will be covering in this tutorial is iXSheetel. I highly recommend getting that because it can do it via auto jailbreak, and it's just much easier and it works much faster. That's what I've been reading. I can't confirm that, just that's what I've been reading, and it works great. The LUA games go between $60 to $100, well worth the money. No, you can't download these for free unless, you know, I'm not going to get into that. You just can't do it. You have to buy the game disc. It's just too much to go into. So it's your choice when we get ready to do this video guide. You can either install the Kstuff disabled or you can install the Kstuff enabled. That's totally up to you, and you can always swap between back and forth of whichever pack you would like to use. Just keep in mind when you install these, either, you know, if you want to go to this one, you will lose everything on your PlayStation 5, so you have to back up everything. It's up to you. And also another thing that's very important, when we run the Kstuff disabled or Kstuff enabled, do you see this folder here? It says put these files on the root of your SD card. You have to put this on a flash drive and it has to live on your system. I'm not going to do it via like FTP, so it's an auto jailbreak. I want to stay manual jailbreak for you. So in case you have any problems, I don't want you going into any of the root directories and accidentally deleting something off the internal drive and something gets messed up. Then you have to actually reinstall the operating system via recovery mode. So I'm not going to do that. Just get a cheap flash drive and just keep this folder on the flash drive. And like I said, this is a lot to cover, and you guys are probably getting confused. What the heck is he talking about? I'm going to explain everything as this video guide goes on, so don't worry about it. This is super simple. I spent about 4 or 5 days getting all this together, testing and talking to other people and going over a bunch of stuff to get the 8.x jailbreak all set and ready to go. Yes, from what I've read, this works in 9. I haven't tested it. I'm just staying where I am. 9 for the Kstuff for 9 is out, and the Etahen that loads all your games and stuff, that's also out in private too. I also heard that works. So we're going to be covering firmware 8. I highly recommend, if you want to update to firmware 8 to play the newer games, you have to do that until they're able to backport it, or until we're able to get PKGs to work. Once we get PKG files to work, it truly doesn't matter what firmware you're on, everything will be backported. But until that time happens, if you want to play the new titles, you're going to have to update. So let's jump into the video tutorial guide. What's going on guys, it's Fox, and in today's video tutorial we're going to be updating our jailbroken ps5 to the latest jailbreakable firmware, which is firmware 8.000. This also works for 8.20 systems, but we're not going that high. We're just going to go to 8. Remember, you can always go up, but you can never go down. So in the meantime, go in my description, download my repack. I've included 2 links. One is a backup just in case it goes down or if you're having problems. So just extract it. I'll be back when that's done. Go ahead and open up the folder. I need to explain some stuff before we get started. Just giving you a heads up, this is going to be a very long tutorial. There's a lot of stuff to go over. So first things first, do you see this firmware? It says offline 8.00 ps5 firmware update only. So if you're on a lower firmware, let's say 6, 3, 4, whatever, you need to use this. Right here where it says update only. If you are on if you need to install a new internal drive and you're on a low firmware or on 8, then you need to use this. This is called the recovery firmware. Only use the recovery firmware to install the fresh operating system, not updating the operating system. So for this video tutorial guide, we're going to be using the update only. 99% of you are not going to be installing a new drive, so I'm not going to even cover that because I don't even have an extra drive laying around. So the next thing I need you to do is plug a USB flash drive into the computer. We're going to need to format this in FAT32 so we can install the update. So before formatting the drive, you're going to be losing all your information on here. So what I want you to do is, we're going to do it this way. Most people have a bigger flash drive than 32 gigabytes, so we're going to be doing a special formatting way. So it will format by FAT32. So what you want to do is right click, press format, press NTFS, make sure quick is checked, press start. Then I want you to do it one more time. Okay, that's done. So we can close that. Then I want you to open up the GUI format tool. We need to rename this to .exe at the very end. If it prompts you, do you want to change the file format, just press yes. Run this as administrator. Make sure your drive matches so you don't accidentally format a different drive in the computer. See, that's drive D, that's drive D. If you need to change it, just press the box. So go ahead and press quick format. This will force format it to FAT32 if you're having problems. Okay, go up one. Open up your flash drive. Then we want to open up the offline 8.00 ps5 firmware update only. Copy and paste this folder to the root of the flash drive. It has to be on the root of the flash drive, otherwise it will not work. If by any chance, if you're already on firmware 8 or 8.20, then you can just fast forward this video guide to save some time. In the meantime, while this is copying over, go ahead and grab your Type-C data cable. We need the cable for the controller to use this into the PS5 because we need to enter the recovery/safe mode to update the firmware via offline. Also very important, make sure your Wi-Fi is disconnected before doing this. Very, very important. And also make sure any disks are removed from the system so you don't run into any problems when we update the system via offline. Okay, now the files are copied over. We can confirm that everything copied over, so just click Properties on there, then click Properties on here, and you can compare your files. Just compare the numbers. Sometimes it'll be a little bit bigger, sometimes it'll be a little bit smaller. You always want to look for the ballpark of 1.09. You want to make sure it's nothing lower. So just compare your bytes and your sizes there if you so desire. Most people don't, they just go and fly through it. Okay, next thing I want you to do is safely remove your flash drive. So just right click at the bottom here and just press eject. Very important that you safely remove the drive so I don't have any corruptions. After you do that, what I want you to do is go ahead and plug your USB Type-C cable into the front of your system. because we're going to need to have the controller access. Is really important that we need this step. Then what I want you to do is take your thumb drive and go ahead and put it in the front of the USB port on the PS5. I'll meet you on the system. Okay, with the PS5 being turned off and prepared the way that I told you to prepare it, we're going to enter safe mode. You have to hold down the power button for a minimum between 5 to 8 seconds. It's going to do 2 beeps. Beep 1, keep holding the power button. Beep 2, let go of the power button. That will put you in safe mode. Okay, make sure you connect the controller and hit the PlayStation logo on the controller. Okay, what I want you to click on is Update System Software. That's the third box right there. We're going to click Update from USB drive. Make sure USB drive is connected, then go ahead and press the OK. Now it's reading the drive. Give that a second. As you can see, the system firmware is 8.0.0. Don't worry about the rest of that stuff. It's not necessary for this video guide. So go ahead and press the update on your controller. Make sure your controller stays plugged in through this. Okay, this is going to take a little while, so I'll be back when this is done. If you have any problems or whatever, turn off the system, plug the flash drive back in to a different port if you have a different port. I know there's different PS5s. I don't have any other models. All I own is fat models. I don't know what the other PlayStation 5s have. You could try nuking the flash drive and reinstalling the folder with the PS5 firmware if you run into any problems. So you can try that if you have any problems. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, now it's installing. It just jumped to this screen. The system restarted itself, so I'm not going to touch anything. As you can see, the system's rebooting itself. So this is a 100% automated process, so don't touch anything during the process, okay? System did an automatic shutdown. Now it's going to do an automatic restart. As you can see, we have blue lights. System's back on. Let it do its thing. As you can see, it looks like it updated itself, so we'll check the system firmware. Go ahead and press Settings. Head down to System. Head over to Console Information. And as you can see, we're on the latest and greatest version of the PS5 jailbreakable firmware, version 8. See, it says 23.0.2-08. That means we're on firmware 8. This will only work between firmware 8 and firmware 8.20. Just giving you guys a heads up, we'll be going back to the Elgato very shortly. There's some stuff that I can't do because I don't have a pass-through cable. In the meantime, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to delete the old items flow. So go ahead, press the 3 underscored lines on your controller, then press delete, then press OK. We're going to reinstall a fresh items flow, just so we don't have any problems with it overriding any old information. Okay, now that we're done with that, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to pick which one you want to use. You can do some research, and I'm not going to go into detail and explain everything. It's just this video guide will go on forever. I will be choosing the Kstuff enabled, so open up the folder and you just want to extract the archive. I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so go ahead and put this on the folder. Remember, there's about 20 to 21 games. I will only be testing one game with this. Is the game called iXGTEL. So let that do its thing. Just in case you're wondering, the drive is formatted in exFAT. Next thing I want you to do is take your flash drive and plug it into the PS5. You can use the front port, it's fine. Please keep in mind before proceeding through this tutorial guide, this is going to delete everything, so you need to back everything up. It's up to you. I've been kind of using this as a test bench PS5, so it doesn't matter about anything. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to head over into settings over here. Okay. Then click on System. Then I want you to click on Backup and Reset. Now if you like, you can go ahead and you can back up everything. I'm not going to walk you through that. That's going to take you however long it's going to take you. We're going to click on restore your PS5. Now it's important, if you don't see this little 2.50 gigabyte file here, you need to re-put it on the flash drive. I'm using exFAT, so I recommend you use exFAT System 2. So go ahead and press X. Go ahead and press restore. Go ahead and press yes. The system's going to turn off a couple of times or restart a couple of times, so don't touch anything. Let it do its thing, and I'll meet you back on the PS5 very shortly. As you can see, it's doing its thing. Now it's restarting again. I had a change of part in my Elgato. It just brought you the home screen. Then you want to sign in on the LUA user account. In the meantime, go ahead and put your LUA game disk into the PS5 so it can install to the internal hard drive. While that's doing its thing, I'll meet you on the computer. We have some more prep work to do. Okay, for the next part of this video guide, you're going to need to get a spare flash drive so it can live on the PS5. For this video guide, I'm just going to be using the same flash drive for testing. So just make sure you have a small, cheap flash drive laying around. Do you see this folder here? Put these files on the root of the SD card. I want you to open up this folder, and I want you to copy and paste, and this is going to live on the root of your flash drive. You need to use this every time you jailbreak the system. If you don't do this, you're going to have errors, and your games are not going to work, and you're not going to be able to install certain programs, and stuff's not going to work. It's very important that you have this. Your jailbreak will not work without this. It has to be on the root of the flash drive. Now the next thing I want you to do is go back up. There's a folder here called PS5 PKGs. I didn't put a lot of stuff in here just because you can get your own stuff. I don't know what you guys are going to use and what you're not going to use. So go ahead. This is to run our games. Very important. So we do need that. That's the latest version of Itemzflow as of making this guide. You can go ahead and remove the flash drive from the PC. I'll meet you back on the PS5. Okay, don't open up the game disk yet. Go ahead and put your flash drive into the PS5. You can use the front port. Now, the process that we're doing is every time you turn on the system, that flash drive has to be in there. Just like I said before, buy a donor. Buy a donor flash drive. They're cheap enough, and leave it in the back of the system. That flash drive has to always stay in there. I want to do it this way for you guys, so you don't have any problems accidentally deleting folders inside the internal drive, or accidentally bricking anything, or you copy something wrong somewhere and the system's all buggy. So sometimes this crashes, sometimes it doesn't. For me, it works about 75% of the time. It takes about 20 seconds. We're going to do this in real time and see if it crashes. Before we launch this, if you get any hard crashes, system turns off, press the power button once, then press the power button again. It might need to rebuild the database, and just press OK and relaunch the application. And if you get any failures, just keep running it until you're able to get into the debug settings. And I'll show you an example before we launch it. In the settings, the debug settings will be down here. So if you launch this and you think it jailbroke the system and you don't see the debug settings, or that doesn't open up, then that means the system hasn't been jailbroken. So we're going to go ahead and run it for the first time. Press X. That's going to auto load. I'm not putting this on pause. I'm going to let this run so we can see what happens. As you can see, it says waiting for Etahen. It goes really fast, so it's hard to read. Now, it might have just did a hard crash. I'm not sure yet. Okay, it did a hard crash. Right now, there's no lights on the PlayStation 5, so hit the power button once. Give it about 5 seconds. Hit the power button again, and I'll meet you back when the system's jailbroken. Okay, we're going to try to re-jailbreak the system. If it keeps failing, then I'm just going to cut the video and I'll just make it to the jailbreak where it works. Otherwise, you guys are going to be here all day. It looks like it worked. It says ps5 Kstuff successfully loaded. Now it's loading Etahen, it looks like. It's hard to read this quickly. If you see this screen where it kind of looks like it crashed, let it sit there for a couple of seconds. Then you can move the D-pad around. As you can see, it's still locked. So, okay, just launched it. Sometimes it happens like it looks like the system's gonna crash, but it actually didn't crash. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes that happens. You're gonna see different screens from time to time when you load this stuff. Basically, if you're not sure if it loaded, you can open up the Etahen. That should open up. When the system's turned off, you have to jailbreak the system every time. This is a tethered jailbreak. It's not a hard jailbreak. And also, if you're not sure if it did jailbreak, you can head over into settings. Then you can head all the way down to debug settings. You can open that up, then you can install your packages. And I'll show you what the games are on here. There's about 20 to 21 games, I believe. So you want to open up settings, and you can go into save data, ps4, copy or delete. Sorry about that, wrong setting. Head over into storage. Then you want to head over to save data, the one that says 2.21 gigabytes, ps4 games. Just keep your D-pad on the delete section. These games are in Japanese, obviously, but I'm pretty sure this is the full set of Lua games. There's quite a bit of games. That's the game that we have, obviously. And if you want to read the title, you can either use Google Lens, or you can open up this little pencil thingy over here, and it will show you a screenshot. Then you can use Google Lens. Like I said, I have not tested these. I don't know if they work. The only one I tested is the IX Sheetel, because that's the game that I bought. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the debug settings, and we're going to install the what's it called? The Itemzflow. So open up Itemzflow. You want to press on game. Press OK. Press package installer. This is the latest version of Itemzflow. And like I said, if you guys aren't happy with this build, you can use the other build. You just need to redo everything, reinstall everything again. We're going to perform a test, and I'm going to show you also how to copy a game to the internal hard drive. So, first things first, and it's okay, after you jailbreak the system, you can remove the flash drive if you want. Like I said, this is just a test, so eventually I'm just going to have a donor flash drive plugged in the back. I plugged my external hard drive into the ps5, so go ahead and open up Itemzflow. I'm not going to cut anything so you can see what everything looks like in real time. Like I said before, the video is going to be long. Okay, open up this folder here. It says ps5 app. Now what we're going to do is we're going to test a game. So you want to go to change app path, I believe. Then you want to press R1 on the controller. That's going to bring us to the right side of the screen. That's our external hard drive. This is Lollipop Chainsaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to press square on this. And then you want to use a D-pad. See where it says launch? We want to go ahead and we want to launch that. Sometimes you get a black screen, sometimes you won't get a black screen. Sometimes you have to go to the menu and reopen it up. It all depends on the title of it. I'm going to put this on pause. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Okay, and as you can see, it's loading. I don't want to show anything else besides that because you know the type of game this is. I just wanted to try a new game. Now, for us to exit, now I'm going to show you how to copy a game to the internal hard drive. So you want to open up the application. Then we want to go to change app path. Press X on that. Press the R1 button on the controller. And this is the game that I know. Always pay attention to what the file structure is called. What you want to do is go ahead and press square on there. As you can see, it's on the clipboard. Then you want to press copy app folder. So go ahead and press X on the controller. Then you want to press L1 on the controller. Sometimes you have to press it one more time. It gets stuck for some reason. Over to the data folder. Go ahead and press square on the data folder, and that's going to copy it over. So just like I said before, guys, sometimes you need to play the games. Sometimes the games won't work on the internal. They need to be on the internal. Sometimes the games won't work on the internal. They need to be on the external. So you have to check either way. My best bet for you, if you're not sure if the game's going to work or not, is first launch it from the hard drive, your external hard drive. And if it works, great. Then go ahead and try to copy and paste it to the internal. If it doesn't work, then play it off the USB mass storage. My recommendation to you is, if you're like me and you have a lot of games on your hard drive, you don't want to wear the life out of your hard drive, get like a cheap hard drive that's like maybe 100, 200 gigabytes, and just play that one title from that drive, and you're all set, ready to go. As of right now, I think it's called Wulong Myth or something. I don't know. It's like a Demon Souls game. The guy with the monkey or whatever it's called. That game is 140 gigabytes. So this is going to copy over. Like I said before, I know this is not going to work. It's going to be a black screen. So I just want to let you know. I'll let this go to 100% so you can see what it looks like. It's going to take about 8 minutes to copy over. Okay, this took about 8 minutes to copy. So always use the back USB ports when you're copying over games. They go much faster. Last time I copied over, it took 7 minutes, but whatever. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what to do. This game doesn't work, obviously. So what we want to do is we want to just exit the application. So press the PlayStation button on your controller, then press home. Press the 3 little buttons on your controller, and we want to close the game. Sometimes when you close it, sometimes you'll get like a force crash, just letting you know. That's what I noticed so far. So open that up, press OK. Okay, now see how the game popped up over here? That's because our hard drive's still plugged into the ps5. So what you want to do is you want to press X on this. You want to press remove virtual app. And if you're having a hard time, you can always unplug your hard drive from your ps5. After you remove that, go ahead and press reload apps. That's just going to refresh the database right there. So open up the ps5 apps. Now what I want you to do, go ahead and open up change app path. Then what I want you to do, on the left hand side, sorry, that's showing my flash drive. On the left hand side, you want to go down. You want to click on the folder called data. Go ahead and press square on the game folder. Then you want to, if you get an error, sometimes you get an error when you do that. You'll get whatever the error says. Just go back and reset that again. Okay? Reopen it again the same way. Just open it up. Go ahead and press launch. This game is on the internal hard drive, and this game will not work because I already tried it several times out of curiosity. I gave it a few minutes. It's sitting on a black screen. So press the PlayStation home button. Go home. Sometimes it won't take you home. Sometimes it crashes. And just press close game. And you can try it again if you want to see if it will load up. It's not going to load up though. I'll put it on pause. Be back in a few minutes. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to remove this because it's a bad title. So open up Itemzflow. Press X on the title. Press remove virtual app. Open up ps5 app. Change app path. Sorry about that. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Okay, what you want to do is I'm going to show you how to install PS4 games. With the latest version of VTA Hen, all the PS4 games work. Also DLC works. and the updates, I think they might work. I'm not really sure about the updates, but I know the DLC works. I'm guessing updates work, whatever. Okay, first things first, I want you to, when you put your PS4, when you get your PS4 games from where we get them from, the PKGs, they all have to be on the root of the hard drive, not inside any folders. So let's say the game is called, you know, Arkham. Arkham needs to be on the root of the hard drive, not inside of a folder. If that .pkg file is inside of a folder, it's going to say the PKG not found, it's going to be empty. It has to be on the root, just like we did for Itemzflow, so we can install the .pkg. So go ahead and put your hard drive into the PS5. Okay, we want to open up the debug settings. Press game. Press OK. Package installer. Let that load up. Now you're probably asking, which one do I install first? Doesn't matter. Press install all. Never any problems. If you did want to install it manually, you would do the base game first, then you would do the update, then you do the DLC. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, game's installed. Now we're going to go ahead and try it. Okay, that's our game. That's our PS4 game. And as you can see, it loads up. This does have DLC. I'm not going to explain the DLC and show you and prove to you, oh, the DLC works, blah, blah, blah. Game works, it boots up. So just go home. Anyway, so that's how you install the PS5 games and the PS4 games. I want to show you something else. Obviously, when a new ETA hen comes out, you're going to need to use the new Kstuff.l file, vice versa. I'm just going to show you how to update the LUA loader via USB. Really simple, really easy. Let's say this is new and you just downloaded it and you need to update that. So what you want to do is you want to open this folder up, wherever you downloaded it from. Then you want to open up the LUA file right here. You want to make sure it's the same exact name, 100% the same exact name is on the bin. There's also settings inside your auto load.txt. I'm not going to explain this right now because I'm still learning about this, and you know, there's just a lot to take in. So once I get more information, I will report back, also when I have downtime. So we need to, let's say this is old, okay? For sake of argument, that's old. So what you want to do is you want to just rename it. Just rename it, just copy it. It has to be the same exact name as that. So you just go to rename, then just copy and paste and override, and you're all set, ready to go on there.